In this video, we'll be taking a look at 2 NFL games happening on December 25th, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 2 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Kansas City Chiefs versus Pittsburgh Steelers. The penultimate week of the NFL regular season gets underway with a rare midweek showdown as 2 American Football Conference division leaders clash in the heart of the Steel City. The Kansas City Chiefs will hit the road to face off against the Pittsburgh Steelers in an afternoon game on Wednesday. The Chiefs are coming off a solid 27-19 victory against the Houston Texans at home last Saturday, a performance that allowed them to cover the spread as 3.5-point favorites. Conversely, the Steelers are reeling from a 34-17 loss on the road to the Baltimore Ravens on the same day, failing to cover as 7.5-point underdogs. Historically, the Steelers have dominated this rivalry in the regular season, leading the all-time series 22-12. However, recent history favors Kansas City, as the Chiefs have won the last 2 encounters, including a commanding 36-10 road win on December 26, 2021. The Steelers find themselves in a precarious position as they grapple with a sudden and concerning slump. After losing 2 consecutive games, their recent performances have been anything but competitive. 2 weeks ago, Pittsburgh fell 27-13 to the Philadelphia Eagles, and last week, they were dismantled 34-17 by the Ravens. This downturn has exposed vulnerabilities within the team that urgently need addressing. Currently, Pittsburgh's offense averages 23.5 points per game, while their defense allows 20 points per contest. Offensively, the Steelers rank 12th in the league, while their defense is positioned as the 6th best unit. For Pittsburgh to regain their footing, the defense must rediscover its dominant form and start setting the tone again. The Kansas City Chiefs, meanwhile, continue to find ways to win games, even if their performances are not always flashy or dominant. In their most recent game against the Houston Texans, the Chiefs managed to put up 27 points, which proved sufficient for an 8-point victory. Kansas City's defense played a pivotal role, frustrating rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud and forcing 2 critical interceptions that swung the game in their favor. As it stands, the Chiefs are averaging 24 points per game offensively, while their defense limits opponents to just 18.5 points per contest. The offense ranks 11th overall in the league, but their defense is an elite unit, currently ranked 3rd. Football fans have plenty to look forward to with an NFL doubleheader streaming live on Netflix, featuring the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Pittsburgh to square off against the Steelers. Pittsburgh's recent struggles have put a dent in their aspirations within the competitive American Football Conference North, especially following their 34-17 loss to the Ravens last Saturday. However, the Steelers under head coach Mike Tomlin are known for their resilience. Tomlin's track record as an underdog is stellar, and despite their recent setbacks, Pittsburgh is poised to deliver a determined and spirited performance that could challenge Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Although Kansas City boasts a stellar 14-1 record, they have shown vulnerabilities. Their offense ranks in the bottom 10 in passing yards per attempt and the 2nd lowest in yards per carry, indicating potential openings for Pittsburgh to exploit. The Steelers, who have recorded the 3rd most interceptions this season, are well equipped to disrupt Mahomes and keep the Chiefs on their heels. Pittsburgh's struggling offense might receive a significant boost with the potential return of top wide receiver George Pickens. Pickens expressed optimism on Monday about his chances of playing, saying he has a real chance to suit up. His return would undoubtedly add a new dimension to the Steelers' passing game, which has lacked explosiveness in recent weeks. Quarterback Russell Wilson has thrown 15 touchdown passes against just 4 interceptions this season, and with the dynamic duo of running backs Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren stepping up, Pittsburgh's offense should be capable of sustaining drives. Adding to their optimism, Monday's injury report was favorable for Pittsburgh, with both Pickens and star linebacker T.J. Watt trending toward playing. Watt's presence is particularly significant, as he is arguably the most important player on the defensive side of the ball for the Steelers. Statistically, Pittsburgh has several metrics working in their favor. The Steelers are ranked 2nd in the NFL in turnover margin per game, compared to Kansas City, which ranks 12th. They are also 5th in third down defense and 13th in red zone defense. Additionally, kicker Chris Boswell has been a model of consistency, converting 39 of 42 field goals and all 32 extra point attempts this season. These are critical areas where Pittsburgh excels, and they will need to maximize every advantage when facing the defending Super Bowl champions. One lesson learned over the years is to never underestimate Mike Tomlin's Steelers as home underdogs. Regardless of the opponent's caliber, the Steelers often find ways to keep games close and occasionally spring upsets. While taking on the reigning champions is undoubtedly a tall order, Pittsburgh as a home underdog feels like a value pick. Backing the Steelers to cover the spread as underdogs seems like the optimal choice for this matchup. Kansas City's games this season have leaned slightly toward the under, with an 8-7 record against the total in 15 contests. On the road, the Chiefs have gone under the total in 4 of their 7 outings, including their most recent road game, a win over Cleveland. Similarly, Pittsburgh has seen the over hit in 8 of their 15 games this season, but has stayed under in 4 of 6 home games. Intriguingly, the 2 overs at home came against subpar offenses in the Jets and Giants. Neither team is afraid to grind out low-scoring affairs, often relying on their defenses to secure victories. Kansas City has held opponents to 19 points or fewer in 4 consecutive games and boasts the league's third-best defense, conceding just 18.5 points per game. Pittsburgh's defense is similarly stingy, ranked 6th and allowing 20 points per game. Both teams have struggled in the red zone, with Kansas City converting just 51.7% of trips into touchdowns and Pittsburgh performing even worse at 48%. Offensively, both teams are tied for the second fewest yards per carry at just 4.0 and rank among the lowest in passing yards per game. Given these factors, this game is shaping up to be a physical, defense-driven slugfest. Neither offense is likely to shine, and with both teams boasting elite defenses, expect a classic gritty battle in the Steel City. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Baltimore Ravens versus Houston Texans. The festive spirit of the holiday season is unmistakable, and with it comes the thrill of playoff-level football captivating fans everywhere. This year, those two exciting elements converge on Wednesday afternoon when the Baltimore Ravens, boasting a 10-5 record, face off against the Houston Texans, who stand at 9-6. This highly anticipated matchup serves as a rematch of their playoff battle from January, where Baltimore decisively ended Houston's season with a commanding 34-10 victory. However, the stakes feel different this time as the Texans will enjoy the home field advantage. The Baltimore Ravens enter this matchup with a strong 10-5 record, fresh off a decisive 34-17 victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers in their most recent game. The Ravens found themselves tied with Pittsburgh at 17 points apiece in the third quarter but managed to dominate the remainder of the game, scoring 17 unanswered points to seal the win. Baltimore demonstrated their prowess on both sides of the ball, outgaining Pittsburgh with 418 total yards compared to 315, securing the turnover battle at 2-1 and converting 4 of 10 third down attempts. In the weeks leading up to this game, Baltimore achieved a 35-14 victory over the New York Giants but fell narrowly to the Philadelphia Eagles with a 24-19 loss. The Ravens' offense has been exceptional this season, averaging 30 points per game with 242.5 passing yards and 181.2 rushing yards per contest. Meanwhile, their defense has held opponents to an average of 23 points per game, showcasing a well-rounded team capable of competing with the best. Conversely, the Houston Texans come into this matchup with a 9-6 record following a tough 27-19 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Despite their best efforts, the Texans couldn't close the gap after pulling within 5 points early in the fourth quarter. Houston was outgained defensively, with Kansas City posting 375 total yards to Houston's 311. Additionally, the Texans struggled with turnovers, finishing at a disadvantage of 2-0, though they performed reasonably well on third down, converting 7 of 13 attempts. Prior to their loss, the Texans secured consecutive wins, defeating the Miami Dolphins 20-12 and edging out the Jacksonville Jaguars 23-20. Houston's offense has been steady, averaging 23 points per game while producing 213.7 passing yards and 109.6 rushing yards per contest. On defense, they've been slightly more effective, allowing just 22 points per game, which places them in the middle tier of NFL defenses. This holiday week brings 2 high-profile American Football Conference matchups, culminating in the evening finale between the Ravens and the Texans. From an emotional and psychological perspective, predicting predicting the outcome of such a unique game can be challenging. For one, this marks the NFL's first midweek Christmas game, leaving questions about how both teams will respond. Houston, hosting the game and surrounded by the comforts of home, might face distractions from family and friends during their preparations. Complicating matters, the Texans have already clinched the American Football Conference South title and are locked into the 4th seed, leaving them little room for upward mobility. In contrast, the Ravens remain in a fierce battle with the Steelers for supremacy in the American Football Conference North, giving them added motivation to perform at their best. The Texans appear to be limping into this matchup, dealing with critical injuries, including the loss of key wide receiver Tank Dell. Their recent performances have been underwhelming, barely eking out victories against Miami and Jacksonville. The Ravens, on the other hand, are in excellent shape both physically and strategically. Baltimore is among the healthiest teams in the NFL and secured a playoff spot last week, keeping their Super Bowl aspirations alive whether or not they claim their division. The Ravens have also historically dominated the Texans, defeating them twice last season, including a playoff win with a combined score of 59-19. Houston's rookie quarterback, C.J. Stroud, has shown flashes of brilliance but has struggled recently, particularly against strong defenses like Baltimore's. The Texans' offensive woes are further exacerbated by injuries, leaving them ranked a pedestrian 13th in points per game and 19th in both total yards and passing yards. While running back Joe Mixon has added some spark, Houston faces a monumental challenge against Baltimore's top-ranked run defense, which allows just 3.6 yards per carry. Explosive offenses have posed a significant challenge for the Texans this season, and few are as dynamic as the Ravens. Baltimore leads the league in yards per play and ranks 3rd in points per play, highlighting their ability to score quickly and efficiently. While Houston's defense will likely come prepared under head coach DeMeco Ryans, it's difficult to envision them containing Baltimore's firepower for a full 60 minutes. The Ravens have consistently scored 30 or more points in 9 of their last 12 games, a feat the Texans have only managed twice all season. Without a reliable ground game and facing relentless pressure from Baltimore's pass rush, Stroud and the Texans' offense may struggle to find any rhythm. Baltimore's balanced offensive attack, combining a potent passing game with a dominant rushing effort, should allow them to control the tempo, especially in the second half. Houston's defense, lacking in both sacks and takeaways, is unlikely to produce the big plays needed to stay competitive. With their sights set on proving themselves as one of the American Football Conference's elite teams, the Ravens are primed to deliver a commanding performance and improve their 5-3 road record against the spread. Houston, while solid defensively and motivated to perform at home, faces an uphill battle given their injury-riddled offense and Baltimore's momentum. So the Baltimore Ravens to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full-game side pick. Historically, the Ravens have seen 12 of their 15 games exceed the projected total thanks to their explosive offense. Only one team has held them under 20 points on the road this season, and they've scored at least 30 points in 3/4 of their recent outings. While Houston has its share of offensive playmakers, including Nico Collins, they'll need a nearly flawless performance to exploit Baltimore's occasionally shaky secondary. The Texans have been consistent at home, scoring 20 or more points in 6 straight games, but that may not be enough against a red-hot Ravens team, as Baltimore rides the high of 3 wins in their last 4 games, including back-to-back 34 and 35-point performances. Their offense appears unstoppable. Houston, coming off a loss to Kansas City and struggling without Dell, will need Stroud to play the game of his life. The Ravens, ranked 5th in passing, 2nd in rushing, and 3rd in scoring, should dominate on a short week where offense takes center stage. Given the circumstances and trends, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.